What's up, everybody? This is Robbie from Geek Level Asian, and I just finished watching Voltron Season 4, and it kicked me right in the feels a few times. So I have to say my favorite part of Season 4 is the Pidge story arc. I mean, this has been going on since the first episode. What happened to Pidge's brother? I think that they articulated this episode very well in showing flashbacks to when Katie, Pidge, and Matt would sit at home and kind of talk about geeky things and talk about the code that Matt and his father created in order to communicate with each other. That was integral, obviously, later on when Pidge triangulates his location with a device that she was given, and he ends up being in a cemetery, which killed me. I was like, oh no, are you serious? Are they really gonna do this? Is this what Pidge has been looking for this entire time? But it all goes back to the flashbacks because his birthday is wrong on his digital tombstone. And then Pidge was able to take the coordinates from the digital tombstone and travel across, I don't know how far in the galaxy or in outer space she had to go, but she finds this like underground lair and she starts fighting this dude with a mask on who I knew was gonna be Matt. And then she hits his mask off and of course, it's Matt. And then they fight an enemy together right then and there, realizing that they're both the same people but now very grown up. And they're tough and they're strong and it was great. So I love what they're doing with Keith in this season, and that's because he found out he's part or half, I don't know what the percentage is, but he's part Gora. And instead of continuing being the leader of Voltron, which it seemed like he didn't want to do in the first place, he's now doing blade training, which is pretty awesome because they're the equivalent of what I would consider a ninja in this show, in this universe, in this reality. They're basically, I mean, they could jump out of moving aircrafts and land and just run. Who does that? And this is great for his character because he is torn, he is divided, he is the person who seems like he's struggling with something inside more than everyone else. And that just plays into the fact where it's like, Keith, you could either be a part of Voltron, which you are, or you can continue doing this training. You have to make a choice. So how awesome was Voltron on ice? If you really think about it, the entire episode where Voltron is trying to gather other planets into the coalition and fight against the Gora, well, I don't want to say that, fight against Zarkon, they have to put on these live action shows, and as they get better and better, what it actually becomes is Sentai. They have really exaggerated moves, they have to shout, they have to pose after everything that they do. It was really Sentai, it was really Power Rangers, and I loved that. When I was a child, I went to go see Super Mario Brothers on ice, and I feel like that it just kind of, tugged on the heartstrings of all of these 80s kids out there, and because it's super enjoyable. I don't know if they do shows on ice anymore. Do they even do that? Let me know in the comments. I don't know if they even do that anymore. When they're running around with boxes on their heads painted like Voltron, that was so funny. That was so funny. And this is probably going to be the last one, but I love beep bo beep bo beep beep bo beep bo boop. I just thought his character and their entire planet was very funny. Obviously, that entire episode was for, comic relief. It's supposed to be a funny episode, and I just really enjoyed it. It's great having those episodes intertwined into the really crazy, actual, upsetting story of an evil emperor taking over the galaxy. So that is what I thought of Voltron Season 4. If you're not watching this show, you really need to start. I can't even begin to explain how good it really is, and I'm so glad that they've taken something that it was obviously very popular when it originally came out, but they took it and they really just made it the best possible version of itself that it possibly can be. Thank you, of course, for joining me on another episode of Geek Level Asian. If you haven't already and you want to keep up with all the geeky stuff that I like to talk about, please subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. Just type in Geek Level Asian on any one of those platforms and you will find me. Well, you could type like this if you're on a computer, but if you're on your phone, you'd probably be going like this. And like always, I had a lot of fun. Guys, I will see you later.